Hello YouTube, this is Real Tech Now 101. I'm going to try to make this shorter than the last one, because the last one was 18 minutes and it told me it was too long. So I'm going to be going a little bit faster, because I'm going to be showing you two programs today, the Complete Linux Installer, as you see here. I was just uploading another video. Excellent. And Linux Deploy, which is right there. So, let's get started. First thing you can do, install Complete Linux Installer. If you want to install Complete Linux Installer, just look up Linux on the Google Play Store. It'll be the first thing that comes up. Install, open. Once you've done that, come over here, hit install, guys. Today I'm going to be showing you how to install Ubuntu, but I'll be running Kali. It's the same process for everything except for the password, which you can find on, which will be Ubuntu. Once you go to page 2, hit download image. This is the first thing you want to do if you have an SD card and you want a large image, and hit the large image. If you don't have an SD card and you just want a basic thing with maybe a web browser, and that's about it, download the small image. If you hit the large image, you get two options for downloading. SourceForge is much faster, but torrent file, you can choose your directory. Now, of course, this comes in a zip file, so if you want to download the large image from SourceForge and then transfer it to your SD card, the large image is only 900 megabyte, originally. If you download the core image, that doesn't come with a graphical user interface, so you can't use your desktop. You can only use terminal, which is great for some of you core Linux users, but for us normal mortals, not so much. It's not as fun. You want to install, while that's downloading, you want to install two apps. The terminal app, which is here. Just install that, and what that'll do is it'll run your Linux processes. The VNC, which will basically interpret your desktop from that app. Once you've done that, put it where you want. Then you hit launch. Oops, come over to launch. I named mine Kali because there are preset run files. Ignore those, hit add. I'm going to hit edit because I've already done it. Come over here, it'll start you off at SD card 1. If you have it in your SD card 1, that's fine. Select it. That's your internal SD card, just your standard download SD card. Or if you have it in your external SD card, just go to SD card 1. You should know how to navigate that if you have one. And just select it. Mine is in Kali, and then I have that in Kali. That's the second app I'm going to show you. I don't think I did that right. Oh yeah, I did. But yeah. So that's Linux 2. That's the other app I'm going to show you. Linux 2, save changes. You just hit start, and that will boot that up. You will go through a configuration process. It's pretty easy. Start both the servers. Set up your password, which should be, I would recommend being the same as your VNC password. Once it says root at localhost, you hit exit. Then you go to the other app you installed, which will be Android VNC Viewer. Open Android VNC Viewer. Select, or you will have to create a new one, but nickname it Kali. Wait a minute, that's not the right Kali. That's the Kali I want. Nickname it whatever your operating system is. I went through a bunch of them, and I thought Kali was the best anyway, even though I wanted Kali too. The password for Kali is actually the wrong password, as you see in the Complete Linux Installer. If you go to Install Guides, go down to Kali, and then go to page 4, which is Debian. The password is not Debian. I actually contacted the developer about this, and the password is Kali Linux. So, I know my nickname's weird, but just go with it. Nickname can be anything. That's just what's going to show up, because obviously you can't go by localhost 5900, because that's going to be the address and port of all of them. Just fill in that like me. If you understand it, that's great. Then you can actually probably run this on a different computer. If you don't understand this, just copy that. It will work. Password is whatever it says in there. All the other passwords are right, by the way. So just because Kali's wrong, don't assume the app is terrible. It's a great app. Once you've done that, hit connect. And, oh, what? Oh, I'm on the wrong one. There we go. If you have the wrong password, it will say authentication failed. So, congratulations for that. input mode, mouse pointer control. Yeah, so now you have Kali. I'll teach you how to use the VNC viewer later. What that's actually doing is this is running and opening a port. The reason why it needs root is because it opens a port in your phone, which links to the VNC viewer. Also, once you see this, you can exit. You have to hit X or else it won't exit. It links to that. It links to it through the port, so it actually goes sort of outside of your phone and comes back. Don't worry, it does not use Wi-Fi or data. I've done it on airplane mode. It just sort of because it's localhost, it automatically doesn't even go out. It just sort of comes in port 5900. Next app is Linux Deploy. This app is for you people who just want to run Linux. Don't really need, any kind of trouble or whatever. You just want to run it. You just hit this little download icon here. You pick your distribution, which I picked Kali because I like Kali. Distribution suite. If you don't know any of this, leave it. It's fine. You want to turn your GUI on and your SHS if it's not already on. I forget. If you go to your GUI settings, which is graphical user interface, that's where your Android VNC viewer comes in. You want to change your width and height and possibly depth of your thing. If you go to over here, down about phone, and you go to hardware information, you will see your display right there. Mine's 960 by 540. See, I put 900 by 540 because of my soft keys down here. Oops, I did not want to go to Google. So once you've done that, then you're fine. Hit install. I've already installed it. If you change any settings throughout the process, hit reconfigure. The coolest thing about this is there's no configuration. There's just start button. And that'll just start, and 30 seconds, bam, bam, bam. Actually, not even 30 seconds. That was a total of 5 seconds, and start. Once you're done with that, come over here, go to, Android VNC. This is my Kali 888. I forget what the password is, to be completely honest. It could be Debian, it could be Kali Linux. It could be Linux, I have absolutely no idea. Then you just hit connect. It might say somewhere in there. I have no idea. And then it'll run this. This one is a little bit better. It's a completely different operating system, as you can see by this and this. This is, this one doesn't really work as well graphics-wise, but programs-wise, it works a lot better. Actually, well, sort of. It works downloads better. I'm gonna teach you how to use this now. How to use the actual, the Android VNC. Input mode. There are a couple input modes. There are two that I'm gonna teach you about today. Touchpad. As you can see from my touch input display, I am touching and the mouse is moving symmetrical to my touch. And then when I just touch, it clicks, and if I double touch, it right clicks. Another input mode, my personal favorite, is mouse pointer control. Wherever you touch, it will click. So you can go here, internet, and you can go to Iceweasel. I'm not gonna, well, I'll open that, sure, what the heck. I don't think I opened that. Oh well. To get apps, you can get apps with this. Like, I did get I opened Iceweasel. I'm gonna close that. But as you can see, it works, and it goes through your phone's internet connection. If you want to get apps, you double-click LX Terminal. Over here, send text. The command for getting apps is sudo. Oops, no, I did not want support. Sudo apt-get install whatever app you want. I'm just going to do Software Center, even though I've already installed it. Software-center, that is correct. You send that text, you send keys, enter. And then, sudo. Syntax sudo apt get install software center syntax enter. That'll build dependency tree information, and here it will say you know, how much data it's going to take up, whatnot, because I've already got it installed right there. It doesn't take up any data, so I won't worry about that. But if it does, you hit send text Y, and then you just hit enter, and it'll run that. Once you've done that, you can double click on the software center. It takes a while to load, but it works, except for you can't actually install things. I don't think it has the drivers for that. So you just do sudo apt-get. That's really all you need to know. So have fun. Another note, games don't really work. Also, always type in exit with the Android, or complete Linux installer, sorry, and then stop. As you can see, this is much more user-friendly graphics-wise. And it's faster to load. There's a lot of things, but I like the actual complete Linux installer's file better, and I don't think that runs on Linux Deploy. I can try it, and I will later, but I don't want to right now. Thank you for watching, and have Linux.